Hey there, and welcome to Scandal Steep. When people talk about House Party, they usually remember it as one of the most fun, energetic, and iconic black films of the early 1990s. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural wave. The movie set the tone for party scenes in cinema, brought street fashion into the spotlight, and became a springboard for several young actors and comedians. On the surface, it looked like nothing but good times. But as it turns out, the wild fun we saw on screen came at a high price for many of the actors, especially the women. Actress and dancer A.J. Johnson recently revealed that she was only paid $4,000 for her entire role in the original House Party. Not per week, not with bonuses or residuals, but a single, flat fee. "I made $4,000," she admitted bluntly. And that's before taxes, before agents and managers' fees, and without any royalties from the film's later success. What's more shocking is that AJ wasn't just a background extra. She played Shireen, Tisha Campbell's best friend in the movie, and was featured in some of the film's most memorable moments. Her chemistry with Tisha gave the movie a balance between youthful flirtation and sisterhood, especially during that unforgettable dance scene. For someone who helped shape such an iconic part of the film, $4,000 feels like a slap in the face. And the lowball pay didn't stop with her. According to Johnson, most of the cast received the same amount under what's called a favored nations deal, meaning everyone got paid equally. But equally in this case didn't mean fairly. If AJ got paid peanuts, it's likely that even Tisha Campbell, who was arguably a bigger name at the time, was underpaid too. It's a harsh reminder of a long-standing problem in Hollywood, especially for black women, the tendency to undervalue their contributions. These weren't minor supporting characters. These women helped carry the film. They brought grace, depth, sass, and soul to a script that could have easily become a goofy dance flick. Without them, House Party wouldn't have had nearly the same cultural impact. And yet, their checks didn't reflect any of that. To add insult to injury, Johnson later revealed that a Burger King commercial, yes, a fast food ad, ended up paying her more than her entire role in House Party. The commercial used a clip from the film where Play tries to woo Shireen with a burger, and Burger King had to license that footage. The actors were compensated for the use of their likenesses. That brief commercial spot paid them more than weeks of filming did. That 1-minute ad made them more money than the film itself. Let that sink in. While House Party eventually grossed millions and became a VHS staple in nearly every black household in the 90s, the people who made it great didn't see a cut of that success. No bonuses, no residual checks, no thank you payouts down the line. Just a one-time check that was barely enough to cover the cost of showing up. The original film had a modest budget of around $2.5 million, which made the financial constraints understandable to some degree. Director Reginald Hudlin was taking a major chance, assembling an almost entirely black cast and hiring a crew that was about 65% African American. His aim was to keep the energy authentic and culturally grounded. In fact, House Party began as his senior thesis at Harvard. What started as a student project turned into a full-blown feature packed with dance-offs, hilarious dialogue, and genuine cultural flavor. Despite the budget, the actual filming process seemed, at least at first, to be a blast. Cast members have described the set as being full of fun and creative synergy. It felt like a family. But not all family moments are smooth. And as sequels began rolling out and more money got involved, things started to shift, and not for the better. One of the most shocking revelations came when Kid, Christopher Reed, recalled an actual fistfight that broke out on the set of House Party 2 between Martin Lawrence and Cameron, a member of the rap group Young Black Teenagers. That's right, real punches were thrown. Tensions had clearly begun to bubble over, and behind all the laughter and party vibes was a pressure cooker environment filled with young, ambitious, and often under-supported black talent. Now, Tisha Campbell is finally pulling back the curtain, confirming that things weren't as carefree behind the scenes as they appeared. And while she's careful not to name every name or spill every drop of tea, she's made it clear there was real tension on those sets. There were cliques, conflicts, and power struggles. And women, especially the black actresses, were often left out of the decision-making process entirely. Campbell, who played the stylish and self-assured Sydney, was the film's grounding force. Her presence brought elegance to the chaos. Her character wasn't just another love interest, she was a representation of intelligence and independence, which helped make House Party more than just a teenage comedy. And yet, like AJ, she too was likely underappreciated and underpaid. She hasn't disclosed her own paycheck publicly, but the way she's been speaking lately, with a newfound openness, it's clear she carried her own share of hurt from that experience. Hollywood in the early 90s was not the welcoming place it pretended to be. Black-led films were just beginning to find a foothold, and even when they did, the people in front of the camera were often treated as expendable. The industry made young black artists feel like they should just be grateful for the opportunity, regardless of how little they were paid or how poorly they were treated. That unbalanced power dynamic extended beyond money. The actresses weren't just underpaid, they were expected to stay quiet, blend in, and keep smiling. The environment behind the scenes was dominated by male voices, and anyone who spoke up risked being labeled difficult. For a black actress in the 90s, that label was a career killer. One whisper, one confrontation, one moment of standing up for yourself, and the offers could dry up overnight. And so many stayed silent. But not anymore. Tisha Campbell is finally ready to speak up, not just for herself, but for all the women who felt they had to stay quiet back then. With years of experience under her belt and a solid legacy already established, she's no longer afraid of what happens when she tells the truth. She's reclaiming her story. And in doing so, she's shining a light on a pattern that goes far beyond House Party.